You're doing everything right, eating low-fat, counting calories, buying products labeled healthy, but you still feel terrible, anxious, foggy, exhausted, depressed. What if I told you the problem isn't you, it's the food itself? Welcome back to the Nourish Your Mind series. I'm Anna, and today we're exposing exactly what the modern diet is doing to your mental health. This might be hard to hear, but I promise you'll feel relieved by the end because finally things are going to make sense. Let's be honest about what most of us are actually eating. Packaged foods, refined carbs, fast food, processed oils, sugar, and everything. And here's what the research shows. This way of eating is directly linked to anxiety and depression. Not just correlated, linked. Now, some people say, well, maybe depressed people just eat worse. And sure, that can be true, but the science shows it goes both ways. The modern diet actually creates the conditions for poor mental health. Here's how. Problem number 1, it destroys your good gut bacteria. Remember the gut-brain connection we talked about in the last video? The modern diet feeds the wrong bacteria. It creates an inflammatory environment in your gut, and that inflammation sends distress signals straight to your brain. Problem number 2, it's nutrient deficient. Your brain needs specific nutrients to make the chemicals that regulate your mood. For example, omega-3 fats, magnesium, B vitamins, and more. The modern diet is calorie-rich but nutrient-poor. Your brain is literally starving while your stomach is full. Problem number 3, it damages your gut lining. When your gut lining becomes permeable, what people call leaky gut, inflammatory compounds escape into your bloodstream. These travel to your brain and trigger anxiety and depression. There's even a protein called zonulin that's elevated in leaky gut, and it affects both your intestinal barrier and your blood-brain barrier. Let me get specific about what's in these foods that's causing the damage. Emulsifiers, found in tons of processed foods, directly promote anxiety by triggering gut inflammation. Refined carbohydrates like white bread, pastries, sugary drinks, and many breakfast cereals create a pro-inflammatory microbiome that can lead to brain inflammation. None of these carbs contain fiber, essential to feed beneficial gut bacteria and regulate the gut lining. Excess omega-6 oils from vegetable oils like soybean, corn, sunflower, and canola oil. These are in everything and they're throwing off your cellular balance in your brain, messing with neurotransmitter communication. And when you're stressed, stress makes all of this worse by further disrupting the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Research has measured something called the dietary inflammatory index, basically how inflammatory your overall diet is. And guess what? A high inflammatory diet is associated with schizophrenia and other serious mental health conditions. I want you to hear this. If you've been struggling with brain fog, anxiety, or depression, and you've been eating the standard modern diet, this isn't a character flaw. Your brain is responding exactly as it should to an environment that's working against it. You're not broken. Your diet is... Here's what frustrates me. In conventional mental health treatment, food is usually an afterthought. It's something doctors might mention briefly, if at all. But based on what we know from the research, food should be part of the first line of treatment for mental health issues. Not the only treatment, but absolutely a foundational one. And that's exactly why I created this series, to give you information that can actually help you feel better. If you're finding this valuable, hit the like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss the next videos because we're about to get into solutions. I've also put together a guide with supplement recommendations that can help while you're working on your diet. You'll find that link in the description. Okay, so we've talked about what's wrong. Now let's talk about what's right. In the next video, we're diving deep into what I call the ancestral diet blueprint, the way humans ate for thousands of years that naturally supports mental health. But before we get there, I want to give you something you can do right now. Here are 3 simple things you can start today. 1. Read ingredient labels. If you see emulsifiers, sugar among the first 3 ingredients, artificial additives, or a list of things you can't pronounce, put it back. Your gut bacteria can't handle it, and neither can your brain. 2. Swap your cooking oils, ditch the refined seed oils, and use butter, olive oil, coconut oil, or avocado oil instead. 3. Add 1 whole food to each meal. Just 1 to start. It can be a piece of fruit, some vegetables, or a handful of nuts. Start crowding out the processed stuff with real food. Here's the empowering truth. Your gut bacteria can change within days of changing your diet. Your brain has the ability to heal. Your mood can improve. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start making better choices, 1 meal at a time. In the next video, we're talking about the ancestral diet blueprint, what to actually eat for optimal mental health. Real, practical guidance you can implement immediately.